Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line! Hey everyone, how you guys doing? It's Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back, troops, legionnaires, and new recruits. Hope you guys and gals are all doing well. All right, in front of you, you see the NedFoss 3-in-1 pocket folder and flipper. Pretty nice knife. Been carrying it for a few days, and I definitely want to do some testing and a demonstration for you guys and gals. I want you guys to check it out. Legionnaires, let me know what your EDC is. What is your backup? What are you carrying today? Today, I'm just carrying that NedFoss, testing it out, see how it works out for me. And so far, so good. Veterans, active military, as always, thank you very much for your service. We appreciate you guys and gals. Let's go over some quick specs, and then I want to do a demonstration and some testing, okay? We're looking at the NedFoss 3-in-1 pocket knife and flipper. Overall length, 8.7 inch. Blade length, 3.8 inch. Blade material is an 8CR14 MOV at an HRC of 58. Blade type is a drop point. Blade thickness is 0.12 inch. Handle length is 4.9 inch. And a couple features here. Okay, we're looking at a seatbelt cutter, window breaker. It does have a ball bearing pivot, dual thumb studs. The whole knife is CNC machined, and it does come with a pretty nice box and a nylon sheath. Let's get this close up out of the way. So a beautiful drop point blade, really aggressive. This is flat grind. This is not hollow. This is a nice flat grind, which I appreciate a lot, okay? It does have a pretty, I don't usually go for the holes, but I got to say that looks pretty cool, that little design right there. Dual thumb studs, all right? It's got some light jimping on the top, and it's decently thick, so it's a hefty knife for sure, all right? There's some small logo on the right side. On the left side is the little NedFoss lion and the NedFoss logo right there. The handle, I love this handle. I love the shape of this handle. This flattish area over here looks awesome. It's got some nice finger grooving, and it's got a nice belly for the handle. And I'll grip that in a second because I want to keep on showing you guys and gals this blade. This is G10, by the way. It's got a little design on here. I kind of wish that they just put the skull rather than the two rifles, but it's okay. It's not so bad because if you're really going to be using it, it's not going to matter. Let's take a look in here. All right, I'm not sure what the steel is for the liners and the actual handles. Okay, but this is some kind of steel. It is sturdy. It ain't going anywhere. And there's your liner right down. I want to see if I can get a real good close up in here for you guys and gals. All right. It's a very positive liner lock. It's decently thick and it's pretty springy. All right. So it seems to be holding up pretty well. Now, I did do a short the other day, and it held up. It held up okay. There's a little bit of a spacer, but that is also the window breaker over here, as you guys and gals can see. All right. And it does have a seatbelt cutter, which I did test some rope. I don't have any seatbelt material to test, but I did test some rope in my short video, and it cut it. I was pretty surprised. Everything seems to be done nicely. The fit and finish. There is a column post over here. It's not just a flat post, but it's nicely done. I think the fit and finish of this folder is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Now, let's close it and then I'll flip it open. This is the detent. Okay, so it closes okay. And then when you flip it open, whoops, just in an awkward position, troops. There we go. Flips open pretty nice. Also, if you don't like the flipper, we have the dual thumb studs that can be used. Now, the only issues that some of you may have, it is a tip down carry and only one type of carry. But I have been carrying this in my pocket. It's not so bad. I just have to remember to, I've been carrying tip up knives for such a long time, but you just got to remember to, that you're carrying something that is tipped down, and then, work accordingly with it. But in a closed you know, in the closed configuration, looks pretty good. It snaps open with some authority. One hand close. We're good to go, troops. Let's do some demonstrations and test this out. Yep, almost forgot the sheath and the box. Okay, this does come with a pretty adequate nylon sheath. The only thing I would recommend is the stitching back here needs to be better. Okay, there's only like one strip stitch on each side. I carried it for the first day on my hip because I did get a couple of knives to test out from NedFoss. So I did have one of the knives on my hip with this nylon sheath. It's okay. You know, I'm not used to any kind of sheath like this on my hips, so I've been carrying this in my pocket instead. But it does come with this nice nylon sheath. Let me open this up for you guys and gals so you guys take a good look. And then for the collector, it does come with a nice NedFoss box. All right, so adequate. You know, after you're done enjoying the knife, you put it back in its sheath, you put it in the box, you're good to go. Got a little bit of cardboard. Flip this open. I'm just going to use the point. All right, you can see cutting real easy. And now let's see if I can. There we go. So real easy stuff. And she's cutting up this cardboard without any problem. Okay, looking good. So far, so good. Let's use the other part of the blade, and we can definitely get a little bit more detailed. Yeah, looking good. All right, cool. Let's try something a little bit more substantial. Got some natural rope here. Let's see. Okay, real good. Let's cut it. Yeah, looks good. Nice. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. All right, awesome. You know what's good about this rope? I can make a little tinder with it, you know, a little fire. So, might save that, might do a Legion Live. All right, I got some plastic ties here. This is some very light ties, but still pretty tough. So we're going to try this out. All right. Easy. Okay, no problem. Let me see if I could just double this up. Try it this way without getting hurt. Then I have something a little bit thicker here. I kind of want to use the point for this. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's real easy. Great. Now, just wanted to see how this, you know, the point works over here and cutting this stuff. Oh yeah, look at that. That's good. So at least I know that the point works and it cuts right through. Great. So that's cool. Now I've got something a little bit longer that I want to try out. Got a few little bit longer pieces. All right. Let's see. All right, great. That worked out. This is some real tough stuff. Pain in the ass actually. So okay. Just gotta watch. This thing is not long enough for my hands. All right, good. It did it. So one more, and then I want to get to the wood, you know. But at least if you're working in a warehouse or something like that that requires a lot of box cutting, you know, twist tie cutting, you got yourself a nice knife to do it with, you know. Great. Cool. Nice job. Nice job. Okay, I found something in the back of the car. This is really thick. It's thicker than those other two pieces of plastic that I tested out. Let's give it a go. I've got enough length over here. I should be able to grip this properly, and let's see what this knife can do. Yeah, this is thick. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Oh yeah, this is thick, but it did it. All right, cool. Now I'm just kind of curious if I give it a whack, you know? Oh, the blade came a little loose. Gonna have to tighten that up a little bit. All right, Legionnaires, we are back. It's about 2 days later. I needed to take a pause from using this knife. I had some red Loctite. I put it inside that center screw pivot area, and I needed to make it dry for about 24 hours and let it cure. So it's 2 days later. Hopefully it's got a good set, and you know, I'm hoping to get back to a little bit of hard use work with this. Now, this is some thick stuff, you know, and I decided that because I couldn't cross cut, I decided to chop it, and the blade had some play. You know, I got a couple of issues with that. You know, the blade play, if you're out in the woods and you need to use it a little harder or at work, could come loose. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing, not everybody might have Loctite out in the woods, you know what I mean, and have enough time, 24 hours, to let it set and cure. Also, this screw kind of stripped as I was tightening it. I think this needs a little bit better screw, and you might not have the tools when you're out in the woods. So I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm just going to do some very, very light batoning and see if that blade comes loose. All right, Legionnaires, let's see if the gods are with us. All right, just again, some light batoning, nothing heavy duty. All right, but I want to make a feather stick, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's possible out in the woods you're going to need to use your folder. Or, you know, if you take it hunting, that, you know, and you get an animal, you might need to use it hard on that animal's bones and body and, you know. Okay, so the batoning is done. So far, so good. All right. Let us try one more time through this knot, okay? So I can make some thirds. Now, I wouldn't recommend, you know, batoning a folder, all right? So I know I'm going above and beyond with this, but it is a, you know, knife testing channel. So if anything, this folder is a nice gentleman folder, you know what I mean? There we go. We did go through the knot. That's a good sign. And I'm making some thirds here. Give it a good whack. Let's see. All right, she cut. I've got my thirds here. Yeah, it's a little loose. And let's see. Still good, but a little loose. It wasn't as tight as before. So that just tells me probably not a good idea to take this out into the woods. Maybe more for either a gentleman carry, you know, cutting up some food, and possibly some game. But while we're still here, let's see if it's sharp, and we're looking good. It's taking off the bark real nice, so at least it's maintaining its edge, which is good. See if I can make some real nice curls over here. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Definitely making the curls. It feels kind of tight now. I don't know. Now, you know, it's a concern. You know, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit anybody. It's a concern. So, definitely not a hard use folder. All right, troops. Definitely not a hard use folder. So this is for some very, very light work. Indeed. Let's test out this seatbelt cutter. All right, Legionnaires, I have some material here that simulates the seatbelt. All right, I did do some research on these seatbelt cutters. They don't seem to function very well. But maybe some small rope or paracord, you know, might be feasible. Okay, so that worked. Okay, you know, at least, I mean, this is some tough stuff. If I was to pull on it, it ain't going to break. But that seemed to work. Now, you know, full disclosure, I did try to do this off camera, and it just, you know, it's just not something. Well, let me close this to be on the safe side. This is just not something that seems to function, and people have tried, you know, on video on YouTube to use not just this knife but similar knives with seatbelt cutters, to use this to cut seatbelts as a test, and I just don't see it working. It's just, I think the surface area might be too small, or, you know, it's just not doing it. It's not zipping by when you could just easily open this up and cut that, you know what I mean? Cut the seatbelt off. So, you know, this feature maybe for small paracord you could use instead of flipping open the blade, maybe smaller, thinner type pieces of material. But a seatbelt, man, no way is that cutting it. Okay, Legionnaires, there you go. There you have it. I did experience some issues. This is definitely not a knife I would take out into the woods. Unfortunate to say, because I really like the knife. I like the design. I like that wicked clip point. I like the handle. I kind of like everything about this knife except for the loose blade. Now, it could just be my blade. Aside from that, it did do some work. Okay, the blade is still sharp. It made the curls. It did baton through the wood. And the liner lock did hold up. The liner lock held up. Okay, I cut different types of plastic over here. You know, used the point to split this plastic. And this is some heavy duty thick stuff. And by the way, I did try a different knife with the same steel, which is my Kershaw XCOM. Okay, and my knife, the Kershaw XCOM, experienced the same, you know, tough cutting as this knife did. So the steel is not the issue. All right, so it's just that it's some tough materials, but the seatbelt did cut well with the blade, not that seatbelt cutter. Okay, I don't have glass to really test out that window breaker, unfortunately, but I kind of like that idea, that option, that it's there. I did use the seatbelt cutter to cut up some thin paracord, you know, nothing too major. I think I did a short the other day, and I was able to cut up this thin material right here, which is you know, plastic. Still pretty tough, and I did cut through using that seatbelt cutter. Again, very small tasks. I did chop through this, which caused the blade to get loosened. You know, it did cut the bark off the thirds of the feather sticks, made some feathers, cut rope. It didn't, listen, you know what? It did an okay job, but the truth is that if you're going to use it hard and that starts to loosen up, you know, over here, that's a problem. That's a problem, and I need to tell you guys and gals, if you're going to use it lightly, you know, gentleman folder, etc., you know, it's the knife for you then. All right, troops, legionnaires, and new recruits, that's it. That's all I got for you on this one. And, you know, if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. All right? All right, troops, legionnaires, new recruits, thanks for watching. I wish I had better news for you on this knife. I'm still going to carry it, though. You know, I still like it. I'm going to tighten it up again, maybe put some more Loctite in there if I can get it loose. And, you know, try and carry it some more. Or just keep it in the car. I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. All right. Listen, thanks very much for watching. I want to bring awareness to everybody. Hashtag 22 a day. Hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans and active military that once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video will be some slides that you guys and gals can pause on. Please read those slides. Also in the comments section, description section will be phone numbers, websites, and a heartfelt message from a Legionnaire, Martin Miller. okay? So please seek the help that you all have earned and deserved. All right, troops, at the ready. Hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!